Okay. We are recording and streaming on YouTube.
So this meeting has been brought to order. And our first item on the agenda is, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Since there are not, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from November 22nd. Has everybody read the minutes, and do I hear any additions or corrections? How about a motion to approve the minutes as written then? That's pretty good, Heather.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right. Now we'll open the meeting up to privilege of the floor. If anybody has any discussion they want to bring in front of the board, or any board member has a subject they want to bring up that is not on the agenda. So something that is not on the agenda tonight. Is there anyone who wishes to speak?
Justin, do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Sure, thank you. Mr. Chair, I communicated with planning staff earlier this evening that the agenda hadn't been posted to the website. It is a requirement of the open meeting law that for a valid meeting to take place, the agenda has to be posted at least 24 hours in advance.
So then you suggest then that we end this meeting now?
That was my suggestion, Your Honor, sir.
John, what do you say?
Well, I briefed the board about this before the meeting. I think that you could probably still hear what the public had to say. I wouldn't issue any decisions, and the board could schedule another hearing after this if they'd like to.
We would like not to have any hint of illegality come up if we've got a problem, and the attorney here is suggesting that we need to shut this meeting down since it wasn't properly advertised.
Well, my opinion, although I'm not an attorney, just so everybody's aware of that, is that, you could go ahead and have this meeting. It is a regularly scheduled meeting. As I said before, I wouldn't make any decisions, but I think you could hear what the public that was present here tonight had to say and schedule another hearing.
So, John, I mean, obviously I can't give legal advice to this body because I'm not their counsel, but there were revisions to the open meeting law this year based in part on some of the things that had happened that became routine during the pandemic and the switch to virtual meetings. And one of those, section 2, subsection E of the open meeting law, requires for a valid open meeting to take place, the agenda has to be posted at least 24 hours in advance. So, I don't know if you can take testimony in a hearing that's not a valid public hearing. That's not a valid open meeting.
Nor can all of us be here discussing this without having a valid open meeting.
May I comment on this as part of privilege on the floor before decisions made? I have the statute open. I'm the attorney that represents GBT on tonight's agenda. The statute says that it should be published at least 24 hours to the extent practicable. So I don't know if the town had, changes coming in last minute, or if there was an issue, or if the town would normally post an agenda, but that's just a question for the board to think through.
And are you looking at with the amendments that went into effect last month?
Yes.
Well, I think it's been pretty standard that we've posted far ahead of 24 hours. And if there's a problem because it wasn't posted, obviously I think we should be talking to our attorney, but I'm willing to take information from other people because it was practicable to do it. It just, it didn't happen. Now, the next question, when it's on that Tompkins Laserfish, you can hardly read it, but that's, that's just the way my computer works. But I would say there's a valid point here. I think a lot of issues have already been raised, but people being able to present their feelings is a very important and in a appropriate venue.
Well,
Somebody-
I wonder if this meeting is, if the meeting is not a legal meeting, then we should close it down now.
We should.
Larry, you have a comment?
I was going to move that we close the meeting and continue to adjourn the public hearing until our next regular meeting.
Second,
Second, third,
Do we need to roll call vote that, or is that a,
I think we should roll call it.
Yep.
all right, Heather, you want to read the call? The roll?
Who seconded that? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Deborah did.
Thank you. All right. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. I apologize.
sounds bad, Larry.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Dust.
Yes.
Lynn,
yes.
Al,
Yes, I guess. Go ahead.
sorry, I don't have my list in front of me, so I'm going by,
Pictures?
yes. Dean,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
and Jerry.
Yes.
You forgot Sandy and me, but that's all right.
No, you forgot Lynn.
I was in there somewhere, but yes.
But
Larry?
Larry wasn't. But at any rate, okay, the meeting is adjourned.
Okay, folks, we will catch up with you in January.
It's a sad way for my last meeting on the
Well,
planning
yeah.
board to go. But y'all have a good time and I'll think of you from here in Florida.
Send us a postcard.
We're gonna go out for a
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Keep her
Yep.
easy.
Okay, take
Good night.
care. Bye-bye.
Okay.